All right, guys. So, as promised, I'm going to talk about the car build and what the plans are with it. But first, show you guys the car and what's going on. Oh, look at it! So beautiful, isn't it? I know red's not for everybody, but as you can see, some of the damage that was left over from the track incident. Quarter's not too bad there. Door's pretty messed up. The fender that's laying over there is, definitely destroyed and messed up. Headlight, and then hood, radiator support, crash bar, which luckily it was soft enough that the frame's not bent at all. And then there were some other things that blew out the rack and pinion, so I had to put a new rack and pinion in it, took it back to Iowa, and when I was there, put a new rack and pinion in it, and then put Ford Banger's original auxiliary cooler in it, which that'll be an upgraded PWR one more than likely once everything's all said and done here. So just started to strip this thing apart last night. I started pulling out all the cloths and carpets and plastics and just everything that could be. And I learned from the last build to strip this thing down entirely before the roll cage is put in. So even the support and stuff like that that's back there, plan is to remove all that. I'm going to cut the back glass out of it probably tomorrow. I don't have a glass guy down here in Florida or anything, so I took a whack at cutting the windshield out myself, and I did. That's looking pretty good. So yeah, so like I said, very very similar looking car to to Ford Banger over there, but this car is going to be totally different. So to talk about the car and how the car is going to be totally different, what it's going to be, the GT500 obviously comes out as a supercharged 5.2 liter, and I've done a lot. I've come a long way with Ford Banger and doing the things that are necessary to keep it cool, allow it to run out there on the track for 30-minute, sessions, and into 45-minute sessions for the championship race. Even though 45 minutes starts to definitely become a long time. But I hadn't had an opportunity here. I was talking with Steve Luca from Serpent Stangs, who has the fastest GT500 in the country. Now I know there's other cars that do straight line stuff faster, and guys who maybe have tuned their stuff and done went on the street and done stuff faster, but we're talking the fastest racer, GT500 racer that I'm aware of. Now he does time trial stuff. It's not the same. We myself and Cal, we do wheel to wheel racing, so it's a little bit different, but he does have a very fast, very quick GT500. So he has an unlimited car, and that twin turbo setup that he currently runs on his car is set for much higher power levels and things like that. But the thing that he's talked about most is the efficiency that the twin turbo system allows you to have compared to the supercharger setup that's there. It changes a lot. There's a lot of things that change. It changes the weight distribution of the car. It takes the it takes the supercharger off of the top and replaces that with plastic style intake, and removes here from the front all the weight, a lot of weight that's out here on the nose. I mean, it removes the heat exchanger that's going to sit in the front, holds a bunch of fluid, the coolant pump that sits down below, the reservoir for your supercharger and stuff that's there, all the lines, and everything that has to do with the supercharger setup itself. It removes all this weight. Now, it doesn't take that weight and just get rid of it altogether, but what it does is it relocates that weight. So with the type of turbo setup it is, the turbos are actually going to sit down on the like the bottom part of the exhaust manifold, so they're going to sit very very low and a lot further back than what the weight is up here. You've got high weight, you've got forward weight out on the nose of this car, which causes a ton of understeering, and the ability to slow this car down and be able to turn into a corner starts to get or I should say it is tough. Even in Ford Banger, it's tough. And changing where that weight is and how you're able to use that weight by lowering the center of gravity and moving things back changes the handling of how that car is able to open up in corners and the way you're able to enter corners with a little more speed. And hopefully be a little smoother of a car, you know, when it comes to being able to drive. Also with that, the ability for your power to be a little more on demand, a little more consistent. You know, with turbos, obviously there is a huge argument out there between, you know, what's more, you know, efficient, which one is able to get to the power quicker. You know, and when you use turbos that are properly built for a car, you know, turbo system is it. I'm an easy convenience guy. I like a supercharger. They're easy. Bolt them on, forget about them. Don't have to mess with them. That's the kind of guy that I am usually. But his system's proven. It's proven. It's a good system. You know, I'll have the ability to, you know, change different tunes for different stuff. You know, if I want to run ST1 or I want to run AIX, or even, you know, possibly give a crack at like Super Unlimited and things. You know, those, you know, opportunities, I guess, with those will, you know, will be nice. So, the cooling aspect of the supercharged system versus the turboed system should be a lot different too. With not having the heat exchanger here in the front, and obviously the air conditioning removed, will give the opportunity to put a much bigger radiator in the front without sacrificing a whole lot. And then even with that, the thought of maybe removing this, replacing that with the transmission cooler instead is the DCT, definitely has some, you know, issues with trying to stay cool. We might end up doing that. I haven't fully decided yet, but the idea is, other than the fact that this car is supercharged and that one over there, or excuse me, that car is supercharged and this one's going to be twin turbo, the idea is to build them exactly the same. You know, brakes and suspension and things like that, and so that way, you know, when you get in a car, they feel like they're the same. You don't have to go to one and kind of like relearn how to drive it. And with that, there may be some, you know, learning curves, or I may find out that this car drives better, or maybe I'm so used to driving that car over there that I don't like the way that this car handles, you know, after all the weight and stuff is shifted around. So you know, at the end of the day, we'll see. I'm excited, definitely excited, you know, get this opportunity. Once I get this thing stripped down on the way back to Iowa, plans to stop up there at Steve's place, and we're going to spend, you know, a few days, week, whatever it is up there, getting the kit and stuff put on, and then work on getting it tuned. So, you know, fast track part of this build, hopefully, you know, I'm able to get this thing out on track still this season, you know, maybe do a race or two with it before the, you know, before the end of the season. So I'm going to put a rush on things for sure. I've already kind of started working on getting parts and stuff for it. So as I was coming across the country, you know, coming back down to Florida after the Ozarks race, I ended up picking up an Anderson Composites carbon fiber trunk with an APR 250 wing that they actually wrapped gloss black. And you know, with that, I was like, man, not only does that gloss black look really good, but with Ford Banger, I've had a lot of problems with trying to keep up on this rapid red with black painted stripe thing. So I actually think that with Ford Banger, maybe with this car, that I might do some gloss black wrap stuff, like up the center, as far as like the hood and the roof, and, you know, maybe the trunk goes, to kind of try to work on offsetting some of those costs. I've got a fender here, to replace a fender that was damaged, and then there is a bumper that's here also. So I had a chance to buy a front end from a guy off of Facebook. This was like, I don't know, 2.5 months ago, and at the rate that I was banging up things with you know, Ford Banger, it's kind of just made sense. Now they're not black painted stripes, but they're rapid red parts. So, you know, you got the opportunity to you know, buy all that stuff for $4,000. That was what I did. I mean, we're talking complete front bumper, fenders, radiator support, side skirts, rear bumper. There's a bunch of other stuff that was there too. I mean, the lower chin spoiler pieces, the, you know, wickers that sat on the side, belly pan. I mean, it was an entire front clip this guy's taken off his car to build like a tube fronted drag car. So yeah, so I like, again, you know, good opportunity. So I have a lot of the stuff here to be able to fix this car, to at least make it a race car. I mean, would it be a perfect show car if I was, you know, going to do it? I'm sure there's stuff that I would have to do, but race car worthy, 100%. So real quick, you know, just to show some of the stuff that I had gotten. Oh, I picked up this hood for $125 somehow. I have no idea how, in Kansas City on the way down from Ozarks, and it was at a body shop, and the guy replaced it because of that nick in the hood. Well, let me tell you something. That's all I have to worry about is a nick in the hood. When it comes to racing, I'm probably doing pretty good. So, yeah, we definitely took that for 100. And then I got a door from Eric at Midway Mustang, which is, you know, little damage, couple little dents, some paint chips and some things like that. But ultimately, he didn't charge me for it at all. So, you know, take that, bolt it on, and again, you know, race parts, be a good race door. And then air dam, the wickers, and just all the stuff here that's, you know, needed to put that thing together. So just collecting parts as coming across the country. Some of the stuff I had already, this thing should be pretty well together by the time I take it out there to Steve. Hopefully get things, you know, tuned and ready to go, and then be able to take it out to Dean Palmer, who did the last Cajun Ford banger, and he did such a good job with that thing. I mean, was very quality work he did. I mean, I've got to take it back out to him. You know, he's like 6 hours away or something from where I live, but, you know, plans to take it back out to him and let him do the work to this one too. So as far as the number for the car, you know, I felt like, you know, with the 24 thing, you know, it was a, you know, Kobe Bryant tribute. You know, as a huge Kobe Bryant fan, you know, everything about, you know, the way that you work and the mentality that you have, and, you know, just how it is that you're supposed to, you know, come in clutch at the end, and the work that you put into everything, not just the sport or what you're doing, but just life in general. That's how Ford Banger came up with the number 24. But as everybody knows, you know, Tech 9, you know, Tech 9 and every way possible. The idea is going to be to make that car number 9. So I'm gonna have 24 and number 9 on the trailer right next to the Strange Music logo is going to be the plan, but it's going to be number 9. And you know, the fact that this thing back here has been used for parts so many times, you know, just random this and random that, we've had to pull it off. It's practically been like a mobile junkyard. You know, you always got to come up with a name for the car. And Ford Banger just kind of came along as like, man, this thing's just always, you know, banged up or whatever. And one day we were kind of joking about the, you know, Ford Banger thing, you know, from, you know, back when you're young, and yeah, I don't know, it's what you called little 4-cylinder cars or whatever, and I made a joke about it being a Ford Banger, and, you know, the name just kind of stuck with it. But thinking back here, this thing might be Junkyard Dog, you know. It's and I mean, just with it getting messed up, and, you know, owning a salvage yard and doing insurance builds and things like that, and owning a junkyard myself, you know, I don't know what you guys think of that, but I think that name's pretty good. I run with Junkyard Dog myself when I play, you know, Call of Duty and things like that online. You know, kind of is my name, but if she needs a name, I think it's a pretty good one. So anyways, that's probably about it for now. What's this, a 13-minute video? By now, half of you guys probably aren't even watching anymore, and if you are still sticking around, I appreciate you, you know, listening to me talk about it. I'm gonna keep cracking on this thing until dark, and probably even into dark some. Keep working to get it done. So you know, can't wait to see you guys out there, you know, as usual. And this isn't just so you guys know, this isn't like the build a car that's supposed to be so much, you know, superior and better than everybody else's. The idea is to just improve on the car that, you know, I've already got, you know, built and done over there. And, you know, it'd be a good opportunity to find out if like that just is a better platform, and if so, you know, you could see Ford Banger, you know, turning into a twin turbo car later, or, you know, Junkyard Dog, you know, turning into a supercharged car. For some reason I don't like the twin turbo setup, so good opportunity to try a different platform with the same car, you know, still continuing to represent the same things that I'm about. So yeah, no, hope you guys had a happy Easter, and guess we'll see Junkyard Dog and Ford Banger from Florida.